Good morning. Happy Thursday, folks. How you guys doing today? Right. Yeah, hope you got your coffee. Alright, hopefully the lighting's better. I figured out how to close a curtain behind me here, so... Oh no, other side. Yeah. Oh, it's not a mirror of me, that's weird. Huh. That's... Okay, yeah, that's... Anyway. Alright. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Alright, hopefully you guys saw, I got some cool info. I'm not sure every single one of these is still open, but I was chatting with the head of the foundation. I forget who he is. I don't remember his name or his official title, but there's a couple CIS student specific scholarships, which I thought was super cool. A couple, and that some of them were still open to apply for through Friday. So sounded pretty cool. It's basically free money. So just wanted to share that one with you guys. I saw a bunch of people had filled out the getting to know you form here. Thank you for doing that. I created a bunch of repositories, but not all of them yet. So if you did it through sometime yesterday, you probably have it created. If you did it in the last, I don't know, 12 hours or so, I haven't made it yet. I can make your repository at break. You'll need that for everything moving forward, but for Project Zero, we're going to talk about today. So I can make those repositories for you guys. I'll make those on break. I got a little script that does it for me. And if you happen to be from the Thursday night class, you might have the wrong class number in there because I screwed up which link I gave you. So if you notice that it's wrong, I can fix it for you. If not, we'll just both be confused and it'll be okay. It's not really going to hurt anything if it says the wrong name or number, but probably better. And it looks like a lot of you have taken the syllabus quiz. Thank you for that. I'll get those scored for you guys, and then you're already passing the class. So that's one of the cool things here, having all the grades set up in D2L. It should just keep everything up to date for you, which is fun. We do have group tutoring today at 4 p.m. So 4 p.m. Our SI session will meet. So go check that out. And remember, if you do attend the SI sessions, at least one of them, I'll be able to give you an extra point on the weekly quizzes that we have. So what we're talking about today is a lot of different stuff. So I'm still planning on having a quiz, just pulling out a couple of the highlights here. Let's see. This one here. There we go. Let's take a look at our schedule. Right, so just a review of the things you've probably talked about from 1500, just to get everyone level set. And I want to show you guys GitHub. Make sure you can submit just basically a Hello World project to me, just ever so slightly more interesting than Hello World. But you'll submit that one using Git and GitHub, and then what you're going to give me is the URL of your Java file, and that makes life easy for us. So that's really why we have Zero. Just make sure your tools are installed and that's up and running, and you can turn stuff in for me. Then when we get to classes next week, we can actually do some real stuff. Okay, so Zero's mostly just is everything up and running assignment here, because we don't have the computer lab for us. So I gotta make sure everything's up and running for you. And if it's not done right away and it starts dragging, then things get behind, and people are like, oh, well, I didn't get everything set up and I can't get project 1 done, and then I'm just sad. So we'd like to avoid that if possible. All right. Make sense so far? So that's the plan. So let's see. So for you guys, all of your GitHub repositories will have your GitHub username in it. So like mine was CIS 2151 winter 2021. Yours will be that exact same URL, except it'll have dash your username here. Right, whatever that is. And that'll be a nice private repository set up so that I have access and you have access to it, and no one else does. Because we just, not that you guys would go and take someone else's code from online, but don't want to make your code publicly available for anyone else currently. After the class is done, sure, you're welcome to go flip that to make it public if you want to start keeping track of all your school stuff and make some sort of little portfolio kind of thing. But our watch is almost out of batteries. There we go. Nice. I need that. I gotta run later today. Do you guys ever get these dark chocolate covered espresso beans? These things are awesome. They're a little noisy though, I'm sorry. It's been one of those days. My little guy, it's not like to sleep occasionally. He's giving up his naps so that if he goes to bed and then he wakes up, he thinks it's like a nap, and he's up at 1 in the morning for 2-3 hours, and it just makes for a long day. So, Fernando, do you mean you should have gotten like an email saying, hey, please click here to collaborate in this repository from Eric? You might need to log into GitHub again, github.com. You can tell if you're logged in if you got your, I don't know if you set up a profile picture or not, but you should be able to click this and see you've got some information here. So if you go to like a page that doesn't exist, sometimes you get these page not found errors. Just make sure you're logged in. And usually that'll fix most of it. If not, we can set up a little session, or I can try sending it again and make sure it works for you. So I'll try and get everyone straightened out when we go get a quick break. Okay? All right, so chapters 1 through 7. Where'd my book go? There it is. Nope. You don't want this one. What did I do with it? I seriously just had it right here. So on the desktop app, when you go to GitHub, you'll go to clone repository, right? So you go to file, clone repository, and then 51, 2021. I have a bunch of them, but you guys should only have the one. Yeah, if it's 404 not found, try logging in. Fernando, make sure you're logged in there to GitHub. So sometimes it doesn't always remember your login on your browser. Sorry, mine takes forever because I have hundreds and hundreds of repositories. Maybe I should clean this up someday. What did I do with my book? I'm super confused now. Oh, there it is. Put my backpack on top of it. That's no good. All right, so you'll find your repository, and then your button for clone should light up. Mine already exists, so I don't have the option to clone it. All right, so I see yours here, Fernando. So you should have it. I see I made some of them, not all of them. Looks like I didn't make quite as many. But I've got some here. The other thing you can do, which usually works out decently well, is there's a big green button here that says code on the main page for your repository. Sometimes this open with GitHub desktop will work for you well. Cool. Yeah. Download the desktop app, desktop.github.com, and you should be able to log in there. If you don't see the repository still, I had a couple people from 1500 have some trouble with it. They had to log out and log back in. So they went to options and then signed out. If you sign out and then back in, sometimes that'll, for some reason, make it work better. I don't know why it does that. here, but sure. You know, it's a free tool. I guess we can't complain too much, right? Anyway, so the book. Grab that here. That one, yeah. So again, I've got the copy of the 7th. You're welcome to use the 6th. They're essentially the same until we get to the Java FX chapters. Hey, software dev. Yeah, I'll be live. My plan was to just go about 6 to 8 for the evening class, because sitting here and watching me for 4 hours a night is really tedious. So the thought was I'll be live for about 2 hours or so where I can answer questions, go over the highlights, and then say, hey, by the way, we talked about the second half of stuff Thursday morning. Here's the VOD. And if people still have energy and want to keep going, they can watch the next 2 hours worth or however long we go. And if they want to put it off, that's fine too. That was kind of the thought for Thursday night. Just I tend to have lots of people drop off after 8 p.m. or, you know, even if they're there, they're doing other things by that time. So we're going to try that and see if it works. And if people hate it, then we can just keep going. I like to talk. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I know we're still getting to know each other here, but I can talk, and I can talk and talk and talk and talk. That's something I like to do. So I also like to drink coffee. All right. So a couple highlights here from the chapters. So you guys got through arrays in the Arraylist class. Did you guys talk about two-dimensional arrays? We're going to have a project, Mindful. It's basically turning in a hello world. I'll show you guys that in just a little bit here. So let me fire up NetBeans. And I think this is what makes it just a little bit laggy when this is firing up. Yep, you'll clone the repository with your username. If you clone mine, you can, but you can't make changes to it, or you can't push your changes out to me. And if you can't push your changes out to github.com, I'm not going to be able to see the code. So that's the important step there. You know, why don't we do it? We'll do project 0 first. Why not? Why not here? Okay. Yeah, we talked about 2D arrays. We never used them in a project. I know for my class. Uh-oh, you changed themes and it just killed it? Oh, that's not funny. Not funny at all. I don't know. I put on the dark mode theme and I thought it was working decently for me. Maybe that's giving me some trouble here. So project 0. Let's make a new grade. Projects. This one's only 2 points. It's not anything super fancy. Let's say by next week, 10 a.m. or so. Can I type? Wow. It won't let me type in the box. What is going on today? That is crazy. It's just not my day. All right, so let me save and close and reopen it. No, like it's lighting up blue. Yeah, no work to do. Oops, D2L is not working for me, so free day. Let's try it again. Edit. Whew, 31. Did more people register? I thought we were at 27 plus RSI 28. I guess I have a student account as 29. I don't know. That's cool. There we go. Now I can click in the box. Just like any usual IT problem, turn it off, turn it on again. Right? Go back, try again. That usually will do the trick for you. So, the repository created for you has your GitHub username in it. Like your username here. That's not the link there. Stop linking things. Oh my goodness. uh, repository. And create project 0. In the directory. Project 0. Please create a simple world style program where you and the computer have a conversation. Commit all the project files and the .java file. Can't spell commit. Is it one M? No. One T. I'm terrible at English. Just terrible. But thankfully the computer is smarter than I am. That always helps, right? Java file to repository and push the changes to github.com. Submit the URL to the .java file. Okay, and then a rubric. You guys get to see all the magic behind the curtain here. This is project 0. I'm sorry, this may be a little tedious. I'd like to do these in front of people. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything. So you get points on the rubric whether or not you completed it or it's missing. So all project files and .java file are in github.com without using the file upload option. All right, I'm not going to accept file uploads anymore. I let people get away with it in 1500. Let's do the right thing this time. And your project 0.java file is a hello world style program where you talk to the computer. Okay? Oh, it's okay, Mindful. It's okay. You'll be fine. You will be okay, I promise. Right? And then there's this like overall score thing. I don't understand why we have this. So I just leave it alone because otherwise I have to remember to do stuff. So you can ignore anything that's this overall score. Okay? Just ignore it. You'll be fine. So 2 points for this project. Not a lot. Right? Just 1 for getting everything in GitHub and 1 for actually doing the hello world conversation thing. Okay? All right. So that should be out there. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Is that okay for this one here? So I cloned my repository. I went to downloaded the GitHub client here, and do you want me to show you on the VM maybe? I don't know if that's any fresher or not. I can. Why not? Let's open up the VM Horizon client. Let's give this a shot. I'm still in the wrong class here. 2151. That's what's going on here. Oh yeah, I changed that one. So let me discard those changes. So that's the other cool thing. Remember, when you have a snapshot, we took a couple of these commits last time. This was the initial one. Every time you make a commit here, you can go see it in your history, and you can see all the files. So we did a hello world before that says hello world, and that was empty, and then we said hello world here. Right, and hello faster, I guess. So that was our starter project. I can always go back to any one of these snapshots, these points in time. So what it say is, hey, you went and changed this file. I was doing just a silly example for 1500, just to show that we can calculate some stuff. And if I don't want those changes, hey, Marlies, how you doing? I can right-click on it and say discard, and it will revert it back. It'll undo all the changes that it's showing me right here. So you do want to be careful because it could just blow away all of your work, right? If you didn't mean to discard it. So I'm assuming most of the time you guys don't want to discard, but you're going to see me discard these changes because I don't want them right now. I want the previous version. Okay. All right. Cool. So now I'm in my repository. Yeah. If you have a commit, you can always get it out. But if you don't have that commit and you just discarded changes, it's gone forever. So once you have a commit, you've got that snapshot, that point in time, you can almost always get back to it. Pretty much always. I'm relatively confident I can always get you back to a commit without too much trouble there. Okay, but if you don't commit, that's when you might lose it. So my recommendation is you commit early and often. Commits are free. They don't cost us anything. I guess you could say there's some electrical cost to it, but sure. It's a snapshot. So take a snapshot, commit and push. We're keeping this version history for you, and then you're using GitHub so I can collaborate on your code with you. Anyway, so what I wanted to do here, that's right, is I want to go to repository, show in Explorer. This is going to open up the folder that Git is watching on my computer. This one here. I was on the wrong screen. And I can see my previous Hello World project. I'll see the license, the README, the test, whatever. So we're going to have one folder per project out here. And you're welcome to put other stuff in too. You can put all your other stuff that you're playing with in here if you want, or you can put it somewhere else. I don't really care. Not a big deal. But what I want to do is I want to get the path to this folder because I want to make sure when I start my project, it goes in here. So I just click into the little white space here in the breadcrumb trail, and I can copy. You know what? Let me do this. Was I going to log in here? I don't remember. Yesterday, because I'm stupid, I got this really cool utility that would show all of the keyboard shortcuts and stuff that I'm typing. It turns out it also shows all the things I type. So when I typed my password in here, it showed everyone. So I had to go and change it. And I'm just dumb. And that was just a bad day. Yeah. Amusing, sure. It made for some of us were not as amused as others about it happening, but that's okay. All right. Do I need to do it here in the VM? I don't know if I'm just logging in for fun or not. So again, you can install the GitHub desktop client on the VM itself. You don't need any special permissions. It just runs or installs as your local user. So everything goes in your users directory, which is really cool. Let's see, do I have that other repository? I don't. Okay, so these steps will be good. So this will help. So you will probably come up with nothing here because you don't have anything. You just remove it. Why not? I will remove it there. So you probably get the let's get started screen. Right? And you want this clone repository from the internet option. And I want 2151 winter 2021. Oh, I still have this book in my lap here. I don't need that. That with the textbook stack. All right, and I finished this coffee thermos, which is really sad. It's really sad. Well, I'm switching over. This is a fun little ginger flavored, supposedly more natural energy drink. I'm not telling you to go buy it or anything, just if you're curious what it is here. And I love ginger, so ginger ale sort of stuff, and it's got a great flavor. Anyway, so here's my repository. I'm going to pick that one and say clone. It wants to put it in the documents GitHub. I mean, it's not like natural, but it instead of ridiculous amounts of caffeine, you also get L-carnitine, the copa monterey extract, turmeric root extract, N-acetyl L-tyrosine, alpha GPC, natural caffeine, green leaf tea extract, 20% caffeine in parentheses, L-carnitine, L-taurate, so, yeah, and there's more. You guys can see it there, right? All that good stuff. Yeah, alchemy. So, I don't know. That's a bunch of good stuff in it, right? It's nootropics. I don't even know what that means, but it's not been evaluated by the FDA. I love when they put those little messages in there. But these are good for when I run out of coffee or I have late nights. So I'm going to clone that repository. Again, it puts it in Documents, GitHub. I recommend you leave it there, but if you want to move it, go for it. I don't actually care where it is. That's okay. As long as you have a folder. So you could always go find it. And this is a great thing. You just click the repository button and say Show in Explorer, and you're going to get that path. So again, click in the white space of this breadcrumb trail here, and you can copy. Well, that's what I was going to do. I was going to open up that stupid tool and try not to show you my password. Look at that. I can do this. I can probably do this. It should be in my downloads, this thing called Karnak. See, I downloaded like a bunch of these getting to know yous. A lot of them are for 1500 though. Okay. It's actually a cool tool. I just need to know not to log into stuff when it's running, because I should probably be smarter than that. Right? You would hope. Okay. So I'm back in here, right? In here, Control C for copy. There you go. Look, little popped a little Control C. That seems like it's farther over than it should be. The left offset's too far. Maybe 90? No, I even need a left offset. Maybe not. Okay, that should be fine like that. All right, so I copied it. Control C for copy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go find NetBeans. And don't use the NetBeans 8 version here. Go to the C drive, go to OpenDev, and go find NetBeans here. This is the Apache NetBeans, the newer version, and you should be in good shape. Hopefully you downloaded this one as well at home. I mean, they'll both work, but if you're using all sorts of weird different versions and whatnot, it's just, sometimes it can cause more trouble than it's worth, so. All right, I'm ready to start. So I'm going to go to File, New Project. Here's where that path was important. I need the Java with Ant, Java application. It's just a basic Java application, and next. Now here, instead of this project location, don't put it in OpenDev samples. We don't want it there. Right, where we want it is Control V paste. Maybe. Work with me, VM. Work with me. Not even Monday. And it's Thursday, which means it's our Friday. We don't have a lot of college classes on Fridays. Come on. I broke it. I can't complete Project Zero. I fail. Alrighty. Well, we'll forget that then. Let's just do a new project on my local one. Java with Ant, Java application. Paste in my path. There we go. Make sure it's my repository. Again, yours will have your username. Yes, you want the repository with your username. Mindful. If you use mine, you won't be able to push your changes. And if you can't push your changes, you won't be able to see them on github.com, and you won't be able to turn them in. Yep, so if you haven't gotten the email to invite you to collaborate yet, just wait. I'll make the rest of the repositories on break. Yep. I'm going to call this Project Zero. So the names here are important. This is like, I don't know why it shows what I type. I thought it was only for keyboard shortcuts. I think I'm screwing something up. Make sure it's in your repository folder. Give it a nice name like Project Zero so you know what it is. And we're off to the races. All right, let's see. Too many Project Zeros here now. Again, feel free to get, I should actually just change my headers because I always go and delete these things anyway. Don't need any of that junk. And it just irritates me, so I'm going to clear it all out there. Okay. So what we want to do is have a fun little conversation, right? So let's use Scanner so we can get some keyboard input because you guys have already gone through 1500. I like calling it keyboard like Mr. Gaddis does. Why not? Equals new scanner. This one we give it system.in, right? Does that sound familiar? System in? Yep, cool. All right, and then we'll... Oh, yeah, we got to import it. Yep, come on. Come on. Help me out here. Let's go NetBeans. Oh, shoot. Am I lagging? What is going on? Is it the VMware client? I don't know what's being so slow here. Let me take a look. No, I mean, if you want to follow along, go for it. This is super basic, and it should just work for you guys, you know, after the fact for you. Edge. What? Why is Edge taking up so much? So just the... Yeah, shoot. OBS Studio. That's obnoxious. Or just not OBS, that's a Stream Manager. Yeah, maybe there's some update or something. Wow, I have to find a way to do chat. Maybe I should do chat on my other computer. That might speed things up. Let me know if it gets laggy. If it does, I'll figure something out and I'll do chat somewhere else. But anyway, I'm a big fan of using the tools. Right? Hopefully you guys saw this before. Don't go type your own imports if you don't have to. Right? Let NetBeans say, oh, hey, did you want to import w.util.scanner? Yes. Yes, please. Okay. And then we can S out, right, tab for system.out.println. Hello, humanoid. What is your name? And again, you're welcome to copy mine if you want. If you do, cite your source. Right? Drop a comment to the URL, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. If you make it your own and just have a little bit of fun with it, hopefully you're less bored. I mean, it's not all that fun, but I mean, you can at least change a couple things out, I guess. Right, keyboard.next line, get their name, and we can say hello plus name. How are you today? And we can say string, I don't know, today, keyboard.next line. Nope, next line. I forgot my other plus here. There we go. That's nice. I'm having a fantastic day. Just, again, just something silly. Why? Oh, no comma. There we go. Okay. That should be enough, right? It doesn't need to be anything longer than two, you know, whatever. Ask them what their name is and sure. Or just have some fun with it. Let's give it a run. See if that goes for us. All right, I'm having no luck here. So this is my, which project? This project 0? This project 0. I really should come up with different names for things. So in properties, if you go to the compiling option here, if you uncheck compile on save, it seems to work better for me. I don't know why. I swear I like save these things compulsively, but maybe I don't. So try that. This should work for you if you're having trouble with that. All right. Oh, there we go. Hi, I'm Eric. How are you today? Today is good. That's nice. Again, nothing super fancy. Just basically a hello world, but you know, show me that you can use scanner, I guess, and we're good. Okay. So look. I'll do this. Let me go back to that assignment. I will change it here so it is clear that you're going to be using scanner to have that conversation. Oh, good. No one turned it in yet. Use scanner to get the user's name and talk to them by name. Okay, it's there, and then I will edit the rubric as well. Where do I do? I have to go to the rubrics page to edit that. All right, that's it for project 0. So you get that one done, and you get 2 quick points. And a point for the syllabus quiz. Now again, the points are only meaningful in the category in which they're earned. So inside of quizzes, all the points will add up, and then you'll get your score of quizzes, 10% of your total grade. Right? For projects, your total points in projects, your score on the projects is half your grade. That sort of thing. Use scanner to the user's name and talk to them by name. Okay. Awesome. Where's my save button? Does it save automatically? It says saved. Cool. That's the next step. So there's no uploading. No uploading. After that, you will come back to the GitHub client, and you should see a bunch of stuff here. If you don't see a bunch of stuff here, you probably didn't put the project in that folder. So I'm going to see all of the NetBeans files here, like the build, manifest, yada, properties. Just leave them all. They're all fine. What you do care about is the Java file. You need this one. The project files make it easy so I can open your projects and run them if I so care to. I'll be honest, I don't run most of them. Most of the time, I just look at the Java file and say, yeah, that looks like it'll work or not. If I'm not sure, then I'm going to go try and run it. And that's the other thing. Please, 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 don't turn stuff in that doesn't run or compile. Right? It's, I don't know. I have people do that often enough that it really confuses me. Like, you know, if something's not working, you comment that part out and leave a note like, I couldn't get this part to work, or options, or you could ask me. For some reason, I've had people, like, they feel like they can't ask for help on projects because it's homework that they're getting graded on. And I don't know what your other profs did to you to make you feel like you're not allowed to ask for help, and if maybe they were mean to you, and I apologize. But, like, I feel like my job is to help you get these things done, right? I'm not going to write the code for you, and, you know, I might not even tell you, hey, type this instead. I'm so sorry, Mindful. But I'll tell you, oh, hey, you should go check this out. We did something like that over here. Or go check this out in the chapter over here. That might be what you want to try and do, right? So, you know, I am perfectly happy if everyone gets it. Only kind of kidding. I know. I think in general we've gotten better as profs at being a little bit nicer. I think more historically you had those jerks who'd stand up and be like, shut up and listen, do these things, and I'm going to be mean and grumpy, and I don't care what you feel, what you think, what you feel. And if it's not perfect, I'm going to yell at you and mark you down. I don't know. I'm hoping that's more historical than it is still today. But that's not me. I know I come off like a jerk with the syllabus and like, I'm going to fail you if you cheat. That's just a pet peeve of mine. And hopefully you guys should feel the same way, right? If someone's cheating their way through class, it devalues your degree. It hurts everyone. Because when they get hired and they are incompetent because they're cheaters and they didn't actually learn anything, they're going to think we did a terrible job at this educational institute. Okay, so in the GitHub application, GitHub Desktop, you should see all these files. You should see all your Project 0 stuff and all the other projects. I want to see everything here, okay, including the Java file. You need to give it a commit message. That's this first small box here. Yep, no problem. It's okay. It takes a lot of practice. Yep, so you're going to submit the link to D2L. So project 0 complete or something, sure, whatever it is. And we'll say commit to main. Once you've made a commit, you've got that snapshot. You have it locally. But if this little push button lights up, github.com doesn't have it yet. So make sure you then push and let it do its thinking here. After that's done thinking, you should be able to go to repository, view on GitHub. And it should think about it for a minute here. And here we go. I see project 0. If you don't see it, just give it another second, refresh. So what you're going to give to me then is you're going to click into project 0. We're going to navigate through these folders, and you're going to find the .java file. This is the URL I'd like you to submit. Again, for yours, you know, your username here, whatever. And it should have your version. If you copy pasted mine, grab my URL, and in your code, say, got this from, boom. That's a citation, right? If you find some code online and you use it, leave a citation. It's not hard, I promise. Just a little comment right at when you're using it, and we're good. Okay? I'm cool with that. If you just copy paste mine and you don't leave a citation, I'm going to assume you're saying this is your original work. And if it's not your original work, that's plagiarism. Right? And then we have problems. If you're not sure, always ask. Right? But I'm just going to say, hey, cite your source. Maybe a Stack Overflow page, maybe, I forget, what was the other one? Geeks for Geeks or something like that. I will not be okay with you using Chegg as a resource, because I think Chegg is terrible and they should go out of business, and they are just encouraging people to cheat because they suck. So please stay away from Chegg, just as it's a terrible site. And honestly, the couple things people have turned in to me that they sourced from Chegg were terrible. Like, they didn't even do what it was supposed to do. And they were like paying for the premium answer service or whatever crap like that. Oh yeah, it's a bunch of crap. So I definitely despise Chegg. And also, if you remember in our academic integrity policy, posting my assignment out on the internet and asking people for help is a violation of that policy. Right? We don't take our assignments and ask other people for help with them. That's a violation of the integrity policy. If you find a resource online that's like, oh, hey, here's how you do this particular thing, great, I'm cool with that. Right? It's my job to come up with assignments that you probably can't Google. Okay? So if you post it and then say, oh, hey, I was able to Google it, we're going to have words. Okay? Just to set that expectation. All right, so then what you're going to do, let me go pull this up here a second. And I will go pretend to be my student account. Let's see here. Impersonate. There we go. All right, look, it's student Eric. I'm going to go to assignments. I'm going to go to project 0. I'm going to come in here and come on, to the submit section, and I'm going to paste that URL. That's all you got to do, and then go ahead and submit. Done. All right, so now I've got the URL, and this is your last check, right? If you can see it on github.com, I'll be able to see it on github.com. Life is good. Right? If you can't see it on github.com, I won't be able to see it there either, and then I won't be able to grade it. Okay? Right, we're going to use a tool that's made for code collaboration instead of having you attach Java files and all that nonsense. Okay? So let's stop impersonating. All right, that's it for Project 0. So if you guys do that, we're all set. Again, it's just to make sure you got all your tools installed, things are up and running. Oh, look, I have to grade a new assignment. Hooray. Okay? We all right with that? Sorry, I got to check my sugar here. Let's see. Oh, it beeped because I submitted. Nice. Yep, okay, sugar's good. Got texts I have to look at later. Oh my goodness. Hydrate, thank you. This is not coffee, so it's probably hydrating, right? Wisp, yep. Or wispy? Is that... Wisp the third code, thank you. Cheers. All right. All right, we're in good shape. Ooh, thank you. Where is my backboard? There it is. You guys are amazing. Wisp the third. All right, Wisp the third. And I have to adjust those channel points. There's a timeout feature you can put on things so you don't overhydrate yourself to death. But it is always entertaining to mess with the streamer. It's lots of fun. Oh, a dad joke. Yes, I got a good one. Oh, for you guys. So, stretch. I don't know. I just stretch. I reach up, and this is actually a loft bed. It used to be my son's. I don't remember if I told you guys with the other class. So it works out nice. It's a nice little desk area, and I've got tons of shelves and stuff to keep my things around here. Screech? Oh no, I don't think it's Screech. I think that's just Stretch. So anyway, my parents decided to semi-retire. My mother's still working. She didn't retire yet, but my father is mostly retired. And they moved out of my childhood home, which was, sad and all, but whatever. They didn't need all that space. And they bought a 40-acre farm out west of Ann Arbor. So it's a little bit of a drive, maybe not quite an hour and a half, but a bit of a drive for me to go out there and see them. But it was a working farm, and they decided to raise goats and have other garden stuff, but not like serious agricultural farming for people, just like personal farming sort of things. So they're not using all the 40 acres at all for that, but they got goats. So they had this nice big barn. It's pretty cool. So at one point they had 30 something goats. They've been selling them off, which is nice. But they still have a lot of goats, and they're a lot of fun. But they had the barn, they had this other barn. It was actually really cool. They've got some cool buildings. It used to be they had dairy cows on the farm previously, so they had this milking room, but they didn't get cows. I heard cows are a lot of work. But my dad kept saying his Wi-Fi was having trouble that he set up there, and it just wasn't going very well, and it kept dropping, and it was just a bad connection with the Wi-Fi. And I said, well, you need to go put a router out in the barn. That'll make sure you have a stable connection. Thank you. I live for the virtual groans. No, but actually they did buy a farm and have goats. And he doesn't get Wi-Fi out in the barn. No, I do have pictures of goats. Actually, I can show you. They're really cute. Let me see. I will show you one. Give me a second. Boy, where is it here? Wow, it's been a while since I texted my mother. Let's see. Here we go. This one is Tina, and they're all named, of course. My mother and father can tell them apart. That is Tina. They all look like goats to me, but apparently they're all different. And this one is Tina's daughter, and I forget her name. There's that one. So they had a good Christmas in the barn. Here's another one. This one's really cute. Yeah, I mean, they're actually really cute animals. They really are. But I think my father works harder now than taking care of the goats than he used to at his actual job. So, yeah. All right, so they do have goats. But I did not tell him to go put his router out in the barn for a stable connection. That's cool. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The kids like hanging out with the goats. They had ducks at one point. I think the ducks are gone now. My kids have not been successful in talking them into getting a pony. They used to have an alpaca. So I don't think they ever sold any of the goat milk. My mother was trying to make. They would milk the goats, and then my mother would drink some. And I think she made goat cheese out of it. I think she was trying that. So yeah, I think it was an alpaca. But unfortunately he got sick. But they're apparently guard animals. So when the goats would go out into the pasture area, he would be the guard to make sure all the wolves and stuff stayed away. Because they're not wolves. What are the coyotes or something? Yeah, we don't have the wild wolves down here. But he would be the guard animal. It was really cool. But sadly, he got sick. That happens with animals, I hear. Okay, so this is just some early, I don't know, chapter 1 to 7 examples. Let's just do a couple examples here. Oh, we're almost due for a break in a minute, so excuse me. You know, why don't we take a break early, and I'll go fix up the rest of the repositories. If you haven't filled out that form yet, the getting to know you. See what I did there? Fill out that form, and I'll go make your repositories not on screen so I don't show all my passwords and stuff, because I'm an idiot like that apparently. But that Karnak tool is cool though, because I do use a lot of shortcuts, so it's nice like that it kind of highlights those. I thought it would just be shortcuts, not like all the things I type, but you know, that's okay. All right, so why don't we take a couple minute break? We'll come back, say 11 o'clock. I'll create all those GitHub repositories for you guys, and we can go from there. That sound good? All right, awesome. We put on some music. I think we're good. We'll probably get an ad after this, but okay, you know, it's Spotify. Someone had told me you can get Spotify Premium for like $5 a month, and I just don't want to spend $5 a month on it. Is that too cheap? I don't know. Alrighty, welcome back, folks. I think we were probably done with Spotify for now. We'll close that, maybe save a couple CPU cycles. Alright, so we're just going to do some quick examples. Yeah, I found that the little article about alpacas as guard animals. It's my first search there. I use Bing. I'll admit I'm a Microsoft fanboy, and you get like rewards for doing Bing searches, and eventually you can get free coffee at Starbucks, which is not as useful now that I haven't been leaving the house. But it used to be on my way, and then I could like stop on the way and get something, which was really nice. So, not that I need more than this and an energy drink and another coffee and Starbucks whatnot, but I'm a fan of one of their espresso drinks in particular. It's called a flat white. There's no foam in it apparently, so it's just like espresso shots and steamed milk. And they use some kind of espresso. I forget what it is. It's like a smoother blend, which was fun. Hey, King Assassin. And that was good. And like, you know, when you get the free drink rewards, if you spend enough money there or whatever nonsense, you could like get extra shots for free. So usually the big drink, I think, is 4, right? When you get the big size, because usually it's 2, and then the medium one bigger is 3, and the other one's 4. So I'd usually get like a couple extra shots for fun. So I would do like 3 or 4 extra shots, like double the amount. And that was the special thing I'd order. So Faithful, you might just need to log out and back into the GitHub client. I just made those repositories if you had submitted the form. So if you need to click the email, follow the link, and accept the collaboration in the repository. Then in the GitHub client, if you don't see it in the list, you'll want to go to options and sign out and log back in. So give that a shot and see. That should get you going. If you're still having trouble after class, let me know. We can set up a little screen sharing session. Today is my insane day. I have 4 different classes today. We're having trouble finding someone to teach 2454. And I said, oh, I could do that. It's actually a class I took years and years and years ago, and I do some web development. Not in JSP anymore, but that's okay. Changes made in NetBeans will appear in the changes bar. So if you put the project in your repository folder, so if I go to Show in Explorer, this is the folder that if you put things in, Git will say, hey, I found new stuff. If you don't put the project here, then Git is not going to know about your project in NetBeans. And you can see where it is. If you hover over the project name, you can see the path to it. It's kind of small there, but you can see it's in C, Users, Eric C, Documents, GitHub, my GitHub folder. CIS 2151, winter 2021. So if it's not there, we can fix it. You can actually drag and drop it. I do have a video about that, actually. Buy the medium and add an espresso. Well, I do this with like the free drink. Oh, that's right. I was telling a story. I forgot. I was trying to stay on focus here and do class stuff. I'm easily distracted. I do apologize for that. So I would get like with 8 shots, so double the amount of shots for when you get that free drink. So I had that saved in the app, and one day we were driving somewhere. I forget where we were going, and we were going to stop at Starbucks. And my wife said, "Oh, do you want me to order you that drink?" I said, "Oh yeah, sure, that'd be great. I've got a reward. You can get it for free." And she picked my favorited drink, which is the version already with 8 shots. And she said, "Oh, usually you get it with some extra shots, right?" I said, "Yeah, I usually add like 4 extra shots to it, just for fun if it's free. Because otherwise it's expensive. But if it's free, why not?" So she added 4 more shots to that drink and ordered it through the mobile app. And it went through. And when we went to the drive-through, the barista there, yeah, 8's the regular. So I got one with 12 shots. And when the barista gave it to me, she just gave me a quick check and was like, "Are you okay? There's 12 shots of espresso in this drink." I said, 12? What do you mean 12? See, that's what you ordered. So, but it was free, right? They didn't care if I got 1 extra shot or 8 extra shots at that point. It was still free, which is a little insane that that's how they do the reward system. Like, I think... I think someone had said like the most expensive Starbucks drink ever, and it was like going to be $80 originally or something like that, but they got it for free. There was like flavors and creams and stuff. Like, I don't even know how it fits in a cup, but why not? Yeah, that was a good drink. That was good. Espresso and Red Bull. Yeah. I got hard into Red Bull when my first kid was born, and she didn't sleep at night. Yeah, that I would get it by the case at Costco or Sam's. Costco, I think we had a Costco membership. But now that I'm a type 1 diabetic, I usually go for the sugar-free Red Bull, and that's just, I mean, it's already not good, and it just makes it worse when it's sugar-free. All right, anyway, so we were going to do a quick little review. Some of the early chapters are fine. I expect you guys are good at methods and loops and those basics there. I do want to talk about arrays briefly, and we'll look at some two-dimensional arrays. And then next week we'll do our recap on classes, and I'll show all of you who didn't have me last semester what I expect out of unit tests, and we can go from there. Okay? So I don't think we're going to take up the rest of the time. I want to leave you guys a little bit of time to practice. Ideally, that's your time to finish Project Zero, make sure your tools are all set up, and I can bounce around and answer questions in Discord or whatnot. So something to do with arrays. That's okay. That's okay. So there's basic arrays, and then there's Arraylist. I'm a huge fan of Arraylist because it's flexible. Right? The regular array, like this is numbers array equals new int array size, I don't know, 10. Right? This is a regular array. So what an array is, right? It's a bunch of this type contiguous in memory. And I can get at them using that index notation. So numbers at 0, I could assign a value, 1 or whatever. So we would usually loop, right? Usually say for int index, and I am passionate about this here, in that if you say I here, I'm going to be upset. And it's okay. I'm allowed to be upset and have these stupid things that irritate me. But I is a terrible variable name. And I know it's short for index, right? But I is hard to read sometimes, especially if you have other variable names. I say index is less than 10, index plus plus. So here's my little for loop, right? So what I can do, I can take my numbers at index, and I can assign it, I'll just do index. How about plus 1? So we'll get the numbers 1 through 10. Okay, because index is 0 for the first item. We're always 0 based with our indexes, right? The first index is 0. And there's lots of good reasons for it. I don't know if you talked about the memory addressing or stuff like that. The way that you get at values inside of an array is you take the address of the array, and then you take the index number times the size of the thing that you're storing, if that makes any sense. Because remember, what you get is stuff in contiguous memory. Contiguous is such a good word. I like that. Is that a math word? I feel like that's a math word. Right. So zoom in a little. Right. So my numbers array, it's going to live somewhere like x734a. I don't know, whatever. They're some location in memory, right? And I have now here 10 spots to put integers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sure, that's 10. That fits. And the first one here is at 734a. The next one is at 734a plus 4 bytes. Right, the size of an integer. 4 bytes? I want to say they're 4 bytes, right? I think it is 4 bytes. Let's Google it. I'm not sure now. Java int size. 32 bits. Yeah, that's 4 bytes. So 32 divided by 8, 4. 32 bits. So 4 bytes. So each index location is another 4 bytes. So the next one here is plus 8 bytes, plus 12 bytes, plus 16 bytes, plus 20 bytes, plus 24 bytes, plus 28 bytes, plus 32 bytes, plus 36 bytes. Right, so when we say, hey, give me the value at this index here, it does some quick arithmetic, and it gets right to this memory location. You have instant access to any area of the array, which is awesome. Right? And that's why they all have to be the same type, because they have to be the same size. Otherwise, you wouldn't know where to jump. Right? So arrays are fantastic like that, but they're always zero-based because the first location, 0 times 4, right, is the starting location. So arrays are nice, but they're simple. The problem is you can't resize them. I can't say, oh, I really wanted to store 15 numbers. Let me just go add some. That's why I'm not fond of them. Okay, that's our basic array. And then, right, to print them, we could do our enhanced for loop here. Right? Remember, we could say for int number colon numbers. That works in Java, right? Not making that up? Okay, good. S out number. So the enhanced for loop, right? This is saying, give me each item out of this array one at a time. I'm going to call it number. You could do a for loop with the index and get at stuff by index notation. That's perfectly fine too. Remember, the enhanced for loop is for read-only access. You're getting a copy. You're not getting the original. So you're not going to be able to modify any of these values. Hopefully this is all review from Java 1, 1500. If not, I'm going to have words. That's okay. I'm new here. So, but feel like that should all be review. Nothing special there. Okay. The other thing then is an array list. So array list of type. And then remember, we have to use the class name here. We can't say of type int. It has to be of type capital I integer. That's the class for integer. Fancy numbers. New array list. Nope. Come on, give me array list. Type integer. Oh, because I didn't have... Oh, integer. I can't spell. Yes, please import. Please import. Okay. And then with the array list, I don't even need to size it. I mean, I could. So if you know what the size is, best practice is to size it, because then it doesn't have to go to any resizing, but not required. Now with this one, I get to call add. Right? And add will just add it to the end here. So I could do some loop if I wanted, say for int value 0, value, or we wanted to start at 1, right? Value is 1, value is less than or equal to 100, why not? Value plus plus. Take my fancy numbers, and we'll call add, and we'll give it my value. Oh, too many parentheses. Okay. Right, and then we could do this exact same loop here, right, for number in fancy numbers. Print it out. We should get 1 to 10, and then 1 to 100 when we run this guy. Oh. Come on. All right, let me try it. Save, right? Save. Now does it run? See, that like I'm saving and it's not doing it, so I don't know what that save thing is talking about here. Maybe I need to save the project. It's not even lit up. It's dumb. If you can find a solution to that for me, I would be so happy, because I spent maybe 10 minutes before I gave up. And I feel like 10 minutes of searching for answers online is a lot of time. Maybe not, but you know, look, can use a functional operator. Use a functional operation. Woo, look at that. That's fancy. Yeah, let's not do that right now. That's using the lambda stuff. We can worry about that later. And that means it's relatively smart. Oh, nice. You didn't have a problem with the FX? That's good. I think like the main code itself doesn't change much in FX. You're changing the controller. I don't know. But, all right, look at that. We get some numbers. Yay. Okay. So that's not so bad. Ooh, another dad joke. Wisp the third. You got it. You got it. So you might have heard that, what is it? Imitation is the highest form of flattery. In fact, I found out that was wrong, though. There is a correct highest form of flattery. It's a plateau. All right, that one wasn't as good. I'm sorry. Not quite as good. No, let me see. Maybe I can come up with a better one here. Let's see. All right, how about this one? You should never blame someone else for the road that you're on, because that's your own asphalt. Is that one any better? Maybe that was better. Okay, we'll close that out. So a two-dimensional array. Okay, all right. I'm glad that one was better. Yeah, I'm a big fan of dad jokes. I try and give you at least one groaner every time we get together, because this stuff is boring, let's be honest. So you have to have a little fun with it. A two-dimensional array, then, is an array of type of array. So that sounds a little funny, and I'm going to prefer the array list here, because that's just easier. So what I do is I make an array list of type of array list of integers. This is my 2D array equals a new array list of type. Oh, come on. Array list of integers. Yes, there we go. So what that means is the outer array list here, every row here is another array list of integers. So like these will be the columns and this will be the row. So a row consists of a bunch of columns, and that's another array list. Right? So what I can do then is I can add the value. So I'm going to take my 2D array dot add, and I'm going to add a new array list of type integer. Come on. Okay, so now I have, once I've added it, I have a 2D array. Oh geez, why I'm just blanking right now. Get, thank you. Get 0 gives me the first item inside of this 2D array. That item is this array list of type integer. So from there, I can then call add, and I can add some numbers like 1, this sort of thing. So what I want to do is I want to loop now. So I'm going to say for int, and this is going to be row index is 0. And this is why I like having better meaningful variable names here, because this is just going to help us keep track. This is the row index, and then we're going to have a column index. Row index is less than 10, row index plus plus. And what we want to do, each row is actually, we want to add this one first. So for every row, we want to add a new row. So I'm going to add 10 rows here. And then inside of that, I want another loop. I want to do this again. So for int column index, really, I mean, this is really just value. I'm not going through, right? Value starts at 0, value is less than 10, value plus plus. And then what I can do, so what we're trying to build out here, I should show you this in Word. Maybe it's easier to draw a little picture. I do like drawing pictures. I'm not good at it, but I like drawing pictures. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to build out this, imagine here's a row and a row and a row and a row. I want to get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the first row, and then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I didn't need to write all that out, right? 20, on and on and on and on. And then 30 and 40 and on and on and on. Okay? That's what I want to make. So for every row then, I need to add those values. And then I need to go to the next row, add a new row, add those values. Go to the next row, add a new row, add those values. There's a lot of ways to work with them. I like doing it this way. So I'm going to take my 2D array, and I'm going to get the row index. Because each time I add another one, it's adding another row, so I'm going to have the new index. So this is working with that index. I'm going to call add, and what I'm going to add is the value plus 10 times the row index. Right? So at row 0, I'm adding nothing. At row 1, I'm adding 10 to 0 through 9. At row 2, I'm adding 20 to 0 through 9, 30 to 0 through 9. Right? Just a quick little, this is how I can loop through and add the values from 0 to 99. And then when we're done, let's just put a breakpoint in here. Let's see if we can watch this. So I'll go through printing in just a minute, but let's try seeing, make sure we got it incorrectly. So hopefully you're familiar with debugging. Oh, I didn't even hit the debug button. I hit the run button. If you're not familiar with debugging, it's going to be your best friend. You want to be familiar with this, right? You need to be familiar and know how to use it. This is how you troubleshoot your problems. When you're like, oh, I'm not getting the values I expect. What did I do? Variables. Okay, sure. So here's my 2D array. Right? Inside of the 2D array is at 0. Well, there's nothing yet, right? It's another array list at 0. So let's step over. And we should see now, inside of row 0, I now have an integer. It's 0. And then next one, and I'll just do a couple of these. Okay, now I get at index 0, I have a 1, or a 0. At index 1, I have a 1. At index 2, I have a 2. At index 3, I have a 3. So I'm going to move my breakpoint out to here. Take that one out, and then we'll continue. Right, we're about to add another one. I'll continue again. Continue again. Just do this a couple times. So we see the 2D array now is getting more and more rows each time, which should make sense. Like each one of these should get more values. So in this one I have 0 through 9. In this one, at row 1, index 1, I have 10 through 19. Then I have 20 through 29. So you can see I can look at the values and inspect it as it's running. That's the goal here. That's why the debugger is so nice. Okay. Then what I want to do is I want to loop through and go print these things out. So I want for, this is a array list of type integer row in my 2D array. So that will give me each row and then each value inside of that row. So I can say for int value in the row, do something with it. And let's print, let's actually just do a print here. Let's print the value. Should we format it? Do a printf? Yeah, let's do a format. Do you guys use printf? Isn't it printf? Yeah. So let's do, what is that, percent 2D or something like that, and then give it value. I don't know. I'd have to, that's probably what we want to do. I can go Google it. And then we'll do that for every value. Actually, and then we want a space after it, right? Because we want to space separate those values. We want to do that for every value in the row, and then after every row, just print a new line to go down a line. And let's see if that gives us a nice little grid. The 2D part, I don't believe most of our 1500s actually got into talking about a two-dimensional array or array list. So having an array list of array lists is new. Hopefully not a crazy concept, because we know what an array list is. We know how we have rows, and now we're just saying hey, the items that I have, or not rows, I guess, but the items inside are also now arrays. The printf, I think you guys should have covered the formatted printing. I think that was supposed to be covered. And look at that. And it printed out all pretty. Right? It's just saying, hey, use 2 digits to space this thing out every time you print it. That's all it's doing. And we have a nice little grid here. So now look, I have my number chart. I could print it out, put it on the wall, and say I'm homeschooling my kids. Done. Okay, cool. Yeah, the 2D part should probably be new. I think I talked about it in my classes. I don't know if we ever used it, but just going over that topic again. And again, you can do it with arrays. The syntax is a little funny on it, but it's okay. That way you don't have to worry about this adding stuff. If you pre-size your arrays, you would just do everything by index. Either way is okay. Not a problem. I just happen to prefer array lists. I like that they're resizable. I think that makes life easier most of the time. All right. Excuse me. Cool. So I think, let me grab my book here again. Yeah, you shouldn't have had any problem with ifs, loops, methods, arrays, and array lists we covered, and we're going to come back to classes next week. So I think we're in pretty good shape, actually. And whew, I need to put those on a better shelf. Let me go ahead and commit this code here. So I'm going to just come back to GitHub. The GitHub client should say, hey, there's a bunch of stuff here. Ooh, this is, okay. I added my citation here. That's good too. But here's my chapter 1 examples. Great. Okay, or 1 through 7 examples. This is 2D arrays, or array lists, I should say. I'll commit and push. Hydrate. Oh, thank you. Uh-oh, I'm running out. Running out. Actually, I got this cool SodaStream thing, but I have to go remember to fill that up before class. It's not like it takes a long time to do. I just have to remember to go do it. Hopefully there's some hot coffee downstairs when I go downstairs. All right, so I committed and pushed. I'm going to go make sure I can view it on GitHub. Should be able to. Again, it's just your check. Here we go. So if you guys want to go see the code, it's all out here. Okay. And if you're going to copy paste, raw is probably a better bet for you. It'll format a little bit nicer. Not that this won't work from this page, but sometimes you get some funnier things, and then like Control A doesn't do exactly what you want it to do because you get everything. So then you have to like make sure you mouse the right area. But that's okay because you're probably putting it in a different class name anyway. So if you just grab just this section or something. All right, how you guys feeling? Let me do a poll here. This is fun. Here we go. So I'm going to do a new poll. Are you feeling? I don't remember any of 100. Oh, come on. 100. Okay. I'm bored already. Or I'm good. Okay, so in Twitch chat there's going to be a little poll you guys can pick. Pick the option that best tells me your feelings. We'll see how we're doing, and I think we'll call today a day. I'll give you back a little bit of time to make sure everything's set up. You got your GitHub set up, and you can go work on that Project Zero. We would have done it in class, so we'll say this is, quote, in class, and I'll hang around on Discord. I can answer any questions, and we can do some screen sharings if we need to. I can also fire up Zoom if you're missing out and really want to be on Zoom. I know some people have Zoom withdrawals, so do know how to make that work. Wasn't taught a crazy amount. I'm sorry to hear. At least chapters 1 through 7. Yeah, the Project Zero is actually not till Thursday. I think the syllabus quiz is due next Tuesday, and then Project Zero on Thursday. If I did it right in D2L, I'll go check in a second. Let's see the results. All right. A lot of people are good, some people are okay, and nobody's bored or doesn't remember anything. Awesome. Good to know, good to know. Yeah, so let me double check. So all the dates should be in here, which is cool, using this calendar thing. Yeah, syllabus quiz on the 19th. That is, yep, next Tuesday. And Project Zero on Thursday. Oh, it should show up in Twitch chat, just to, like at the top of chat for the poll, but okay. Yeah, glad you're okay, sweet tea. Don't forget the group tutoring session on the 14th. I'm going to post a quiz shortly that'll be due by the end of next Thursday. A hat. Man, I have to go get my hat. I'll be right back. I owe you guys a hat. All right, I'm back. This one is my all-time favorite hat. I got at Disney World I think this is the first time I took my family there. I had never been as a child. Apparently, I had been when I was like 1 year old. I don't think that counts. No, the chair was here. The chair was here, mindful. Chair was teaching. So this one is, I got the first time I took my family. I had never been as a child, but my wife and I actually went for our honeymoon, which was really cool. Like you had the dining plan that they offered. So like we stayed on site. We didn't have to, we had our own. They would take you to the park and back, and we could just hang out and do all the stuff. The rides are fun, actually. I'm a big fan of Disney World. It is the happiest place on earth. And then I took my kids and we all got souvenirs, so I picked this hat. This one's my favorite, even though it's kind of bent a little funny here. I think someone sat on it or something, but it's doing all right. So it's the history of Mickey, which is cool. So it's got like all the different Mickeys throughout the years. It's my favorite hat. So usually I keep it in here, but it was next to my bed. All right. So if you guys are good, we'll call it a day. I'll export this out to YouTube shortly. You can also watch the VOD on Twitch, where you can see chat. And we should be good to go. Oh yeah, the quiz. I'll post the quiz. Just a couple topics, chapters 1 through 7, just to see how you guys are doing. And then if you are attending one of the SI sessions, you get a bonus point on it. Yeah, you guys have a great weekend. So if you have problems getting your tools installed or getting your GitHub set up, let me know. I'll be around on Discord. Okay? All right, you guys. Oh, let's see. Is anyone else online? That's what I should check. And have Discord open. I don't even have Discord opened. Let's see. Maybe I can fire up Discord. We rated Rob, right, last time? I think that was us, or was that the other class? I get confused so easily. Let's see. Come on. Come on. Discord, work with me. It hates me. There we go. All right, this is losing its fun because this is taking so long. Pleasure Island. They've got like Downtown Disney, I think now. It's got a lot of cool stuff going on. And you don't even need a theme park ticket for Downtown Disney, or Disney Springs, I think is what they call it now. It's got some fun stuff. All right, yes, let's see. Who's around? This is taking way too long. So we should check out C# Fritz. He is the coolest guy ever. He's a Microsoft guy. And he teaches, or he streams some of the stuff he does in C#, which is my favorite programming language, by the way. Let's go check out, see if we can head over there. C# Fritz. Awesome. Again, totally optional, just part of the fun of Twitch. We can go check out someone else's channel. And I'll be around on Discord to answer your questions. You guys take care. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. I'll see you Tuesday.